Hi friends, this is DaintyTank. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to TwoFold. If you've been around for a while, you've heard of TwoFold before. About 2 years ago, they released another game called For Snow. I think this was the game that they wanted all along. They kept calling the other one a prequel to something that was coming out. So, very excited to jump into this. If you haven't seen the first one, poke the Totoro in the upper right card area. There is a whole playlist with the first one in which we follow the very adorable Allison as she goes to community college, meets the very energetic Caprice, who drags her to join the art club with another human of awesomeness named Aline. And they kind of get a little romantically involved. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of queer. It's a lot of first queer baby gay, and I love it so much. Anyways, I am so excited to have you here. This just released yesterday. You should definitely get a hold of this. If you've been waiting for TwoFold again, buy it for yourself on Steam. I take a while to go through all of this, so definitely if you're excited to jump into it, please do. I always encourage you to support the artists that make these amazing games. I think this one is $19.99. And, it's a phenomenal queer studio behind it, of Studio Elan. So, and the Bell House. I really love everything that they produce, as you can tell from the playlists. But wanting to just make sure please support them in any way you can. Thank you so much. And without further ado, let's play. Does that sound good? That sounds good to me. It's supposed to be fully voiced. Oh. Drama.
College will open new paths for you, is what my mom had always said. I took those words to heart, despite my usual cynicism. Even as my high school friends drifted away from me over the years, and the stresses of moving out and living a lone mountain, I continued to believe in them.
That's fair.
Then came today. The meeting with the advisor was never going to go well. Academic probation isn't a term thrown around in good circumstances. Even with all that, a 1.2 GPA was a surprise. 5 whole credits. After cruising through school before college, it feels like a bad joke when I repeat his coldly delivered words in my head.
13 point B.
My heart's sinking. I finally closed the door behind me.
No. Oh. Academic probation is hard for anybody. I've gone through academic probation in college. So fun facts. And it sucks.
A chapter of my life closes with it.
Oh. 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 I should move my... This is a text-heavy game. Let me move myself up here. Maybe... Yeah, dig in a little bit. That's okay. There we go. So that way you can see more of the screen as well. Walking by the bike, propped up against the wall, I shiver from the chill of fall running through my apartment. The practically non-existent insulation does little to keep the cold out, nor the noise. Oh. Without a roommate to share the space with, there's little to hear but the occasional passing traffic. It's very hard to do that by yourself. Honestly, I'm really proud of you. It's hard to both live on your own for the first time, as well as go to college by yourself, all while supporting yourself. It's really hard. I hardly mind. Solitude is more comfortable anyway. Unfortunately for me, that same sentence makes me focus all the more on my failure. Oh. Upon reaching the living room, I simply stop. It's not like this should be left out of left field. I'd stopped checking my grades on the school website, knowing full well that the hours eaten up by work would take their toll. Between working late and studying early, it's all I could do to not fall asleep during lectures. Denial, that's all this is. Now it's caught up to me, and I have no real way out. What do I do now? For all I've tried to avoid burdening my mom, neither of us could simply afford another semester or so of college if I failed out. I shuffle to the kitchen counter and grab a glass of water to calm my nerves. With little else available to distract myself from what I should be doing, I step over to the fern on the sill, slowly drizzle the pebbles around it with water. I'm surprised it's still alive after all this time, having bought it when I moved here. Managed to take care of a plant. Feels like a bad consolation prize, given everything else I've messed up. Now, this is a lot of negative self-talk. Definitely, it's hard. It's so hard. But it sounds like you're trying. And yeah, you knew it was coming. That doesn't make it any easier at all. And also, I am very proud of you for managing to take care of a plant. I kill every plant. I don't mean to. I care about them so much. And that's probably why they died. Oops. My wife has a aloe plant we haven't killed yet. It's surviving, somehow. All I do is sigh and appreciate the chance to wind down a little by caring for the thing. With the soil darkened and leaves shining from the droplets of water, I put down the glass and fall back onto the couch. Might as well get this over with. I fish the phone from my pocket and navigate to my mom in my contacts list. So purple pants, green plaid undershirt, a puffy vest jacket over the green plaid. This is so queer. This is so queer. I love it. Then I press the call button. Anxious seconds go by as it rings before she finally picks up.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Olive and Mom August.
Hi, Olive. How's it going?
I just got back from talking to my advisor.
What did he say?
Her cheery tone drops a little. She must have heard the defeat in my own voice.
I have a 1.2 GPA. Only 5 credits.
I feel like I'm deflating as I sink further into my couch. I thought I'd be scared or frustrated at how bad it is, but it's worn off and become a dull emptiness.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. The last tone of her voice I wanted to hear was a sweet, concerned voice. I'd be so much easier if she just yelled at me, a sentiment I've thought more than once.
It's okay. This doesn't mean the end. I know someone as smart as my Ollie can find a way.
If I pulled off a decent GPA and passed all my classes and managed full credits for them, I'd still end up short. He did try to give me some options, but
See, there you go.
I don't know if they'll do any good, Mom. It's an intro art class and a creative writing class. He even said they're basically filler.
Alright, yeah, I was about to say, that's good.
It sounds like it's something you should try, don't you think? You could easily tackle either of those.
I've never been good at that kind of stuff. You know that.
You can only give your best shot. I think that's more than enough.
Oh, supportive.
You've been through harder trials in your life, and you've overcome those, and you're so much stronger for it. What this means is that there's hope.
Hope. I really wish I could believe her on that one. This is one hell of a long shot. I did fine in topics like science and math back in high school, but I've never had an inkling of creativity. The art scene is also the last place I'd want to be anywhere near. It's gonna bring up your GPA though. Passing one of the 2 classes should give me barely enough credits to pass. Barely understates things. Then again, pass is a pass, and skipping a semester isn't an option financially. Mom would doubtlessly do her best to help cover the costs, the fact that puts a knot in my stomach. All this is just trying to rationalize away one simple fact. She's right.
I'll do my best. Sorry for putting you through this.
Oh, you didn't put anybody through this. It's okay, life happens. Life happens.
Honey, you don't need to apologize. I know there's a lot going on. I know you're doing what you can. You always have me on your side. Your advisor wants you to succeed too. That's why he gave you this option. I know you can do this. I'll see you at work in a couple of days. We can talk about this more there, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but try not to stress yourself out too much about all this.
I'll see you at work in a couple days. You both work at the same place? Work's killing you and causing all of this as well. Oh dear.
Maybe you can make yourself something to take your mind off things. It's nearly dinner time after all, so make something nice for yourself.
It's a better solution than drowning my worries in some greasy fast food, as much as I'd love to take the easy way out of any additional responsibilities tonight.
Alright. I'll try. See you.
Bye, Olive. I love you. Just remember that tomorrow's another day.
August, you're so sweet.
Love you too.
Aw. So actually like a good family relationship. That's delightful. With that, the line goes dead. The big moment is over. I rest the phone on the coffee table beside me. Oh yeah. So much dread. It's okay, you're gonna be fine. Starting tomorrow, I have all of 1 week to decide on one of the two classes. A class that'll decide whether I go get a college education or stay stuck in this rut for probably the rest of my life. All I have to do is pass on art or English class to do it. As the silence of the apartment starts gnawing at the back of my mind, I decide to get up and start preparing the dinner to distract myself. That's fair. You have bright green eyes. Also, that, sweater vest, I love that. It comes with a hoodie? Heck yeah. I love that. I should have that. I should go look for that. We have the same aesthetic. Yeah, we totally have the same aesthetic. Alright. Oh! Oh, look at this. Prologue. Be a thread. Sorry to move me around so much. The next day. That was so cute. Oh, I love that watercolor fade in. That was so pretty. Oh. God, I love these games just because of this. Today marks the beginning of an experiment. The drop period for classes ends next week, and so, at my advisor's suggestion, I'd signed up for both the art and English classes. Good. Use the drop period. Use the drop period. The plan is to sit in on both, decide which is best for me, and drop the other. I only need one to survive, and I'd rather not stuff my already full schedule any more than I have to. So here I am, sitting in art class. I've gone back and forth on this all day, oscillating between I don't have any ounce of creativity, there's no way I can do this, and it's just drawing, right? Could it be so hard?
And from there, we will cover the Futurist movement, which after its founding in 1909...
Okay. I think I've settled on there's no way for now. Try as I might to take proper notes, I have no idea what I'm writing down. Psst. Is that Caprice? I've movement in the corner of my eye and a small chirpy voice. Yeah, that's Caprice. Beside me aren't helping. Hey! The thing in my peripheral vision is shoved further into view. Glancing over shows it to be an open notebook, which I try to tune out. Notebook slides back and forth in response, tapping on my own book as I try to write. Grimacing only spurs them on. Now sure that they have my attention, what do they want from me? I lightly scrape my hand down on the paper, stopping their movements. Far from being discouraged, the culprit beams back at me as I glance over. Cast against the window behind her, the girl smiles cheerfully. Hello, Caprice. It's been a minute. Two of us couldn't look more different as I stare wearily at her, the sun behind her paling in comparison to her own bright nature. That is the best summary of Caprice ever. Hello. She gives a thumbs up of encouragement. Yeah. Earning a bemused, furrowed brow. I might as well humor her at this point. Hey, you look pretty lost. Are you doing okay? You need some help? I love the little otter. Is that what it is? Raise my tired eyes back to the author, only for her to resume her thumbs up pose. Is she genuinely interested in helping or just making fun of me? Just trying to focus. Would be too rude to add that she's only making it harder. Yeah, a little bit. I decide against it and slide it back. Yeah, I know it's hard. This guy teaches is so boring. But listen, I know all of this stuff. I can help you if you want. Caprice, do you just hang out in like the intro to art class and just like assault people to join your club? I think that's what happens, is that you're allowed to take the same class again and again. Is Caprice just sitting there like taking the same intro to art course to like snag the queers? So I think that's what's happening. Also, her gator must be off the charts. I look at my syllabus on my desk in front of me, full of names and terms and concepts I know nothing about. This class isn't just drawing at all. It covers everything from art history to social movements. My heart sinks at the sheer breadth of knowledge that will be needed. Professor's droning lecture is soon lost to me as my attention wanders to her notebook. Though she's dedicated the full page to this conversation, I can make out various notes about art bleeding through the back page, even if the handwriting is hard to decipher. My eyes drifting further, I notice another book sitting on her desk, an open sketchbook this time. Its page is covered with drawings of this and that. That's in addition to the doodles on the notes she's been passing me. I'll be fine. Scratch out. Okay, sure. This class must be perfect for someone like her. So you wrote, I'll be fine, and then you're like, okay, no, I'll be, okay, sure.
Yes!
Cheerful girl. Yes. Upon reading my note, she suddenly shouts, aloud in excitement. All I can do is freeze as the attention of the entire class, including the professor, is instantly drawn to her.
Yes. Caprice. Is there something you need?
His pronounced sigh makes it all too obvious that he knows this particular student altogether too well.
Just excited and ready to learn. Is there something you need?
Don't ask the teacher. I love you, Caprice. You're the best. You're the best.
I need you to stay quiet while I'm talking. If that's okay with you.
Might be.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
She gives an exaggerated salute, which seems to satisfy him. There are very few quiet giggles around the class, not that she seems to care. She turns and sees me watching, which prompts her to give yet another thumbs up. I love her. After a moment's scribbling, to give yet another note in the corner of her page. Let's talk after class. I know just how to help you. I'm Caprice, by the way. She signs the note, though I've already got her name, but from the professor saying it. Thanks. I'm Olive. I figure I might as well reply one last time. I have no idea the kind of person I just agreed to talk to. Is she normally the type to pass notes and shop during class? Last time I remember communicating like this is in elementary school. Meh. The rest of the class goes by uneventfully, for better or worse. I try my best to take notes and follow along, but by the end, the professor's ramblings and tangents end up overwhelming me.
Olive!
Before I can even leave the classroom, I'm accosted by my new acquaintance. I had planned on waiting for her outside the door.
Olive, right? Olive!
Yes,
That's right.
correct.
I'm Caprice. Nice to finally talk.
She extends a hand, which I take her shake as surprisingly firm and fast, my arm being yanked around by the slight figure before me.
Yeah, so...
So, listen. I'm the president of the art club here on campus.
Oh,
Well, not the art club, but one of the art clubs. The better one. Forget about that other one.
I forgot there's a feuding art club.
In fact, forget I mentioned it. There's only one art club, and it's mine.
Oh no. Oh no. Indeed.
And, you see, we're looking for members. Any level of skill will do. The best way to learn art is to work alongside your peers.
Hey.
So if you're looking for help, there's really no better way than to join our art club. We're all pretty much good artists who can definitely teach you anything you need to know. I can even offer you personal lessons. That's a generous offer from the club president, you know.
Personal lessons? I have to stop this. I'm not looking for a club or anything like this.
Thank you. But I think I'll pass.
Oh no.
She retreats a step back, hands clasped together.
I came on too strong. I'm sorry. Don't worry about all that stuff I said. I do think we could help you, though.
I appreciate the offer, really. But I just don't think...
I'm not asking you to join. Just maybe come by sometime. Oh, I know. I'll set up a club meeting for you to scope out. I'll let the others know to expect you once we can decide on a date. No strings attached.
No strings attached.
I think you'd fit right in.
I can already tell she won't relent until I give in. I sigh. That little animation of a sigh, I love it. She's not going to let me go until I offer some kind of compromise.
Okay, sure. I'll give it some thought.
Awesome! Trust me, it'll be great.
It'll be great.
Anyway, I gotta go. See you around, Olive!
She pats me on the shoulder and runs out, leaving me in her dust. That sounds right. If I don't go, she'll definitely confront me about it next class. I'm not looking for a club to join, though, and I'd rather not deal with anyone so high energy. Maybe just sitting in won't hurt. I worry about this later. I've got places to get to as well. Yeah. Oop. Hello. Everything's so beautifully hand-drawn. The next day. Oh. God, that's gorgeous. The afternoon shift at the diner has proven to be a slow one, much to my relief. Ah, you're doing waitressing at a diner. Ah, that's a lot. With Mom off for the day and the rest of the staff otherwise unavailable, I find myself idling, flipping through my art textbook at my empty booth. The contexts are overwhelming compared to what I expected from a class like this. I have to constantly remind myself that courses like this typically rely on participation and effort more than anything. It's still hard to not stress out about it as my eyes glaze over foreign terms and information, though. A small chime of bell pulls me out of my trance as the customer sneaks through the door without me noticing. Aha! It's Millie. I remember you. I bounce to my feet to greet her, trying my best to hide how off guard I feel.
Hey, welcome to the Bell House. Party at 1?
Welcome to the Bell House. It's just, is it like a, now I need to have like a whole like theory, meta theory about the Bell House, because in, oh my god, what is it? It was the last game they just put out, and it's gorgeous and beautiful, and I haven't finished it yet. But there is the Bell House, with Miho and Juliet. Oh my god. Anyways, I forgot the name of it. It's in, I'll poke the Totoro, I'll put it there. It's amazing and beautiful. But that means that the Bell House Cafe and the Bell House Diner, is there just like a Bell House quantum store that's moving between all of these different worlds, and it just centers around the gays? I know that the studio is Studio Elon, and they have the Bell House, which is a sub-arm that's specific for the Yuri content, and that's what the nod is. But by them putting it in the game, there is just a concept of a traveling and time-altering food establishment that centers and draws all the queer stories to it. Putting that out there. Brain think. High level. Big brain. Big brain time? Yes. Alright. Welcome to the Bell House party of one. I go to retrieve a menu for the woman as she tries to meet me.
3, actually. My roommates should be in shortly. They're just wrapping up a conversation out in the car.
Oh.
Got it. Booth it is then. Right this way.
I take a few steps further into the diner, ready to lead her to a spot near the back. I only make it a couple feet before the voice interrupts my train of thought.
Hey Millie, catch!
She turns back around towards the entrance of the diner, handily catching a small keyring sent flying towards her. Hey you! You look cool. It takes a moment to get my eyes on the picture. A woman in orange and yellow, seeming to be the culprit, and behind her... Oh. Oh no. There's no other way to rationalize this other than some sort of divine level prank, as the leader of the art club from yesterday is the last to enter the tiny space. Much to my despair, she seems to recognize me as quickly as I recognize her. Oh, I love this.
Ah, it's you!
Alright, I think I don't know where to put my thing always, so I'm gonna bring myself back down. Yeah. I'm sorry to keep moving myself around. I think it just might be better if I'm down here so you can see all the actors and all their faces, because honestly, they animate them so well. Like, apologies on the wording again. I hate to move myself around.
It's me.
It's you.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. Haley, Millie, meet the newest art club member. Olive, I'm pretty sure their name was.
There? They them pronouns. Yeah. So I'm uniquely qualified because I use they them pronouns. That sounds right.
Pleased to meet you, Olive.
Also explains why I absolutely fell in love with their outfit there. It checks out now. Her smile seems genuine, which makes a short pause beforehand even more concerning.
She got you roped into this without even having your name down yet?
She got it right on her first go, at least. I'm not in the club yet, though. Just testing the waters.
It's only a matter of time.
I'll get you. I'll get you, my Olive. And the other members, too.
Uh-huh. Anyway...
Wanting nothing more than to be done with this interaction, I spin myself around and start making my way to the back of the diner, beckoning them to follow. It's hard not to notice Millie glancing at the textbook I had left out as the trio pass it by. The three shuffle in, Caprice and Millie on the opposite sides, Haley opting to follow in after Millie. Alright. After I pass them their menus and pretend to look busy by wiping down a nearby table, the three make idle chatter as they talk about our offerings. I'd like to say I wasn't eavesdropping, but the truth is simply that they don't end up saying anything interesting. It's not long before they settle on their orders: loaded fries for Caprice, a chicken sandwich for Millie, and a breakfast platter for Haley. You know, of those, that does not surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Especially, like, loaded fries for Caprice. The latter is a bit annoying to prep at this hour, but it's nothing I'm not used to at this point. The breakfast platter? But it's breakfast. It's a diner. You breakfast all day. That's like the whole point. Oh. Whoa, transition. I carefully set each plate in front of its intended recipient. The fries give me a bit of a scare with the near spill, but Caprice helps save the dish in the nick of time. Thank you.
Enjoy. Just speak up if you need anything else.
It smells great. Thank you.
With a small wave, I leave them to their meals, taking my seat back at my textbook a couple booths over. My eyes continue to glaze over the writing and images. That is quite a textbook you have there. The entire book is nothing but a jumbled mess to me. It's more logical approach to the arts, contradicting the hands-on approach of the class. To relieve the strain from my eyes, I occasionally glance up at the diner guests. Millie is quick to steal a fry or two, with Caprice matching her roommate's thieving by taking a forkful of hash browns from Haley's plate. The laughter and back and forth you'd expect from stuff like this is more subdued than you expect, but they seem to be enjoying themselves. And then Haley spots me. Uh-oh. I try to avert my eyes back down to my book to feign ignorance, but it's too little, too late. Uh-oh.
Hey, whatever your name was.
Hey, Haley. I think we have the same tone of voice. Oh no. Does that make me Haley?
Olive. Hi.
Sure, let's go with that.
Sure. Your name. Yeah, that's a thing. With Millie glancing over Caprice's shoulder and Caprice's head spun right around, it looks like I'm not getting out of us. With a resigned sigh, I stand up and approach their booth again.
Don't suppose this is just you asking for a refill?
Haley seems to consider it for a moment, glancing into her half-empty cup before deciding against it.
Maybe in a bit. Just figured you wanted to chat with you staring longingly at us like that.
Longingly. How hard were you staring there, Olive? Caprice and Millie share a glance. Internally, I cringe. Thanks for wording it precisely like that, Haley. I have known you for approximately 5 minutes, and I already feel like hiding away forever.
Sorry, that textbook was giving me a headache, and there's not much else to look at in here.
Studying at work is impressive, though. You must really be invested in the art class already, huh?
Not at all, sorry to say.
The face.
I've actually got another class tomorrow as a backup plan, in case the art one doesn't work out.
Oh, really? What kind of class, if you don't mind me asking?
Huh? Just intro to creative writing. Some small filler thing.
What?
Capri slams both her hands on the table in shock, her head quickly turning between Millie and I. Her reaction, combined with a sudden grin from Millie, has me an indescribable level of terrified.
Well, today's just full of coincidences.
Oh dear.
I happen to be the leader of the writing club on campus. We have our first meeting of the semester tomorrow afternoon if you're interested.
She retrieves her wallet, pulls out a small business card, and scribbles a room number and time on the back before passing it over to me.
If the art club doesn't work out for you, I'd be more than happy to help however I can with your writing course.
Oh dear. Oh my god. Millie is trying to recruit me at the same time and Caprice is about to blow up.
Wait. Olive, the writing class is going to be a real challenge. If we're thinking of the same one, Millie took it last semester, and I swear I saw her writing 8-page papers every other week.
I'd already been nervous about how tomorrow was going to go, and that definitely doesn't help matters.
You're exaggerating. Besides, that textbook Olive was poring over didn't look like much of a pleasant experience either.
I can't argue that point.
I can! I've had the same professor in another class. We'll hardly ever use the book. Either way, a little bit of studying and some doodling is a heck of a lot easier than what you went through.
Says the woman spending days at a time stressing about inspiration and color composition.
Caprice glares daggers at what I had assumed to be her friend. A far cry from her smile yesterday, Millie pretends not to notice, going back to her sandwich after I tucked the card away in my back pocket. I turn to Haley, looking for some kind of explanation. I'm met with a raised glass and half-melted ice clinging against it as she shakes it around.
Lemon line. Thanks.
Haley. Damn it, Haley.
Coming right up.
Oh. You caused this. You caused this. You know what you caused, too. The next day. We're moving along quick. I love this. The writing class ran longer than I would have liked. The professor definitely belongs in that course. With a clear love of language and words, a lot of words. The syllabus didn't enter our hands until 10 minutes after the estimated end of class, and the rigorous requirements listed on it didn't make me feel any better. Given Millie's experience in the class, I want to go into a club today feeling optimistic, but in truth, neither leader had done a spectacular job of selling me so far. Room 26A, 5:15 p.m. I mindlessly turned the card over in my hands a few times to navigate the halls of the building. Judging by the advertisement for a car repair shop on the front, oh yeah, that's how we met Millie before, is helping out with the car. That was so sweet, honestly. It's probably some trash she had yet to throw away. No. Before she handed it off to me. The information on the back is a lot more useful to me at the moment. I mean, yes, at the moment, but keep that card. It's Millie. I'm on the right floor at this point, at least. Now it's just a matter of finding the right door. The only thing unusual in this hall is a lanky guy fidgeting nervously outside of one of the rooms. The club room as it so happens.
Huh? Oh!
Given by the way he jumps back, it seems my presence had gone unnoticed. Oh, hi! Given a decent look at his face, something feels familiar, but I can't quite place it. His widened eyes seem to imply he's come to some sort of conclusion.
Olive? Olive Penn?
You know us?
Yeah, that's me. And you're...
We shared a few classes back in high school. I don't blame you if you don't remember. I go by Darren now. Darren Baker.
Ah, I go by Darren now. Darren Baker. Ah, did you transition? Are you my trans fellow? It's not until he offers a feeble handshake that I realize who I'm talking to. We weren't super close or anything, but having a friend of any kind around after a little over a year of solitude is enough to get a smile out of me.
I remember. Don't worry. You're looking good.
And you're looking the same as ever. Glad to see college hasn't changed you much.
Well, I think I might be overdue for a little change, honestly.
I end my greeting with a small chuckle to play it off, which seems to satisfy him as he retains his smile. If only he knew the half of it. As much as I'd like to do a bit of catching up and convince avoiding the matter at hand, I'm becoming more and more aware of how late I'm running.
Anyway, are you here for the writing club too?
I glance down at the card to triple check the details before returning my attention to him. Gives a dejected nod without so much as glancing at it.
Yeah. That was the plan, at least.
Oh?
Something up?
It's just more crowded than I was imagining it. Lots of noise and talking over each other. I poked my head in for a second, and that was enough.
Oh,
Eesh. Yeah, I can't blame you.
it's good to hear that it's active at least. I can definitely sympathize with Darren's situation, and it's a sentiment I'd echo in any other scenario, but sidestepping it is out of the question. I'm already committed to checking out Caprice's club, so at this point it's better to get as many options as I can.
Well, wanna check it out together? I haven't been looking forward to it much either, to be honest. But having a friend there would help.
Having a friend there would help.
No pressure though.
I fully expect him to turn down the offer, not being shackled to the obligation like me, but instead his face lights up.
No, it's fine. Sounds good to me.
As soon as the door opens, the noise Darren warned me about becomes obvious. The corners of my mouth already feel heavy, but that's only intensified as I discover the source of the squabbling. Oh dear. Uh-oh. I see some of the people I know. Look at that. That's an Allison, an Aline, a Wallace, I do believe his name is. In the back of the room is a small group of people talking amongst themselves, scouring through the corners of counters for supplies. The lone woman sitting at one of the desks is entirely silent, tapping away on her phone as noise assaults her from both sides of the room. And in the front is Caprice arguing with Millie.
It sure is convenient that you picked today to do this.
It has to be today. There's hardly any time left to get all of this sorted.
You couldn't even wait a couple hours?
If you just signed the papers, we'd be out of here in 15 minutes, tops.
The two continue their back and forth a bit longer before suddenly stopping and swiveling their heads as the door fully opens to reveal myself and Darren.
Oh, what a coincidence.
You knew I was coming. You heard Millie offer as much yesterday.
That didn't necessarily mean you'd show up. I thought for sure you wouldn't have bothered.
Uh-huh. Millie seems eager to respond, but Sid just stands here silently fuming. I was about to say, Caprice, that look. The threat of a retort almost scares me more than if she had already chosen to spoken up. Caprice seems unfazed by her friend's body language and instead turns her attention to the back of the room.
Hey, you guys! This is Olive, the person I was telling you about.
I'm gonna take over this. Oh my god. So there's two clubs. There's the writing club and there's the art club at the same time right now. The woman glued to her phone doesn't react, but the four in the back turn around to face us. Having just a couple sets of eyes on me is enough to make me want to shrink away into my vest, let alone 6.
Oh, hi. I'm Allison. Nice to meet you. Caprice has told us a bunch about you already.
Caprice doesn't know much about me, but has probably told you a lot. Yes, you're right. Small pause seems to imply that's the end of the interaction, much to my relief. Allison bumps her elbow into the arm of a woman beside her, which unfortunately seems to be enough to get it going.
Eileen. Yeah, good seeing you. We're a bit busy now, though.
Eileen. I always say her name wrong. Eileen. And with that, she turns back around and continues piling miscellaneous colored papers and craft supplies under her arm. With a small sigh, Allison resumes her work as well. Confident she's not going to be getting any more out of the two, Caprice focuses her attention on another pair of students. I know one of you, I don't know the other. A tall and intimidating man casually leaning on the countertop and a stern-faced woman watching intently as Eileen and Allison pick away at their supplies.
The big guy's Wallace. Our newest member, excluding you.
And the last one?
She's not with us.
That's a face. Surprising amount of venom in that response, more than I think Caprice is capable.
And thank goodness for that.
Tanya.
Name's Tanya. Thanks for asking. I'm with the writing club. Millie told me you'd be coming today. Didn't mention there being two of you, though.
On that note,
Having had enough of this distraction, Millie makes her way back behind the desk at the front. She pulls out a pen and swiftly jots down her signature before beckoning Caprice over to retrieve the paper from her.
here's my signature as assurance that I'll finish filling out the form after the meeting if it makes you feel better. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to actually have a meeting today, so I would appreciate it if you hurried up your pillaging.
Caprice opens her mouth, ready to protest, then decides better of it. She gets the contents of the paper a quick skim. It must satisfy her as she joins her clubmates in the back of the room.
Anyway, come in, you two. I was expecting Olive, but it's nice to see someone else joining us today as well. My name's Millie. Nice to meet you.
She extends her hand towards Darren, who reluctantly takes it.
Darren. Hi.
With a small shake and a smile, she offers us to a pair of desks, then makes her way up to the front of the room. She shuffles around in her bag, looking for some sort of reference material.
You've got quite the fan club, huh?
The sound of my forehead hitting the desk is louder than any kind of argument Caprice or Millie could have. A sharp clearing of my throat from the front of the room. A sharp clearing of the throat from the front of the room is enough to drag my gaze back up, albeit slowly.
With all of that finally out of the way, it's time to begin the first writing club meeting of the semester. Welcome.
Welcome. Aww. Front and center of the room, open book in hand, Millie definitely gives off a natural kind of teacher vibe.
This club's one of the oldest in the school, so we have a lot to live up to. Tanya introduced herself already. She's been helping me keep things moving for a while now. The talkative girl is Heather.
Giving up on her phone for the distractions, Heather finally sets it down and gives a disinterested wave in response to Millie's equally lukewarm introduction of her.
So, it's not typically this busy?
Heather smirks, though it's hard for me to gauge why.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry about the bad first impression. Things are typically a lot quieter.
I don't even need to turn my head to imagine the look on Caprice's face. Brace for a response, but oddly enough, it never comes. Well, I'm sure the news is a relief to Darren. I can't help but deflate a little. It's my fault for getting my hopes up, but even I expected more than 3 people. Granted, Caprice's 4 isn't exactly a huge improvement.
Don't let the size fool you, though. What we lack in quantity, we make up for in quality. Here, look at this.
She approaches Darren and I, once again passing him the book she was holding just moments prior. I lean in to catch a glimpse, and am met with chicken scratch, a lot of it. There's more ink than paper, and that trend continues as Darren flips a few pages.
The club can be a great source of inspiration and technical know-how if you'll allow it. I filled up this entire notebook and a couple others just in my first semester here.
And how many pages have you filled out recently?
The smirk from earlier has yet to fade, as a matter of fact has only gotten bigger with her new remark. A grumble from the back of the room, from Wallace if I had to guess based on the tone, follows shortly after.
Plenty, thank you. The club's recent downsizing hasn't had any influence on that.
Even with the rest of her club, all 2 of them, not really winning me over, the work Millie has on display is impressive. At the very least, I feel like I could confidently rely on her, which is a plus.
Millie knows her stuff, I'll admit that. But there's only so much one person can do.
Caprice, where did you come from? I jump a bit in my seat, throwing my head around to find Caprice standing over me and Darren's shoulders, eyeing the contents of the notebook herself.
All I'm saying is that the art club, the entire club, would be able to help you. Unlike the writing club, our little circle looks out for each other.
Oh.
Don't drag us into this.
Too late for that.
Without averting her gaze from the cabinets and words, Eileen manages to swiftly shut him down.
Bold of you to hype your club up like that, given you didn't even bother to finish the paperwork to legitimize it in time for the fair.
Oh.
I've got a set of keys for a room and a bunch of like-minded artists. Being recognized as official would just be a nice bonus.
I'm pretty sure I have a pair of keys that you commandeered for yourself.
Ooh.
Hey, whose side are you on here?
Caprice's expression is met with a small smile from Allison and an even smaller smirk from Eileen. They do seem to be taking this too seriously, which honestly may be a point in their favor.
Thank you for offering to share your space, by the way, Millie. We appreciate it. Even if Caprice won't say so.
Come on, not you too.
You're very welcome, Allison.
Millie has a genuine talent for mixing sincerity and an underlying smugness almost perfectly.
Anyway, if you're all done chatting it up, we're gonna need you out of here soon. We were promised 15 minutes and you've already used up 5 of them.
Yeah, we're going. Just give us a few minutes to finish grabbing everything.
Wanna help us out, new kid?
Eileen continues her work, not bothering to turn around as she addresses me, likely for the best given the mutual surprise on Caprice and I's faces.
Huh? If you're being dragged into the group, you may as well start getting used to it sooner rather than later.
What? No! I was gonna bring them to an actual club meeting. Show them the best we had to offer. I had plans.
I didn't expect Caprice to object before me. Eileen merely shrugs in response.
I also haven't really committed one way or another.
I've heard that one before. 3 times, actually.
Jeez, what did I do to earn all this sass today? To be betrayed like this, time and time again, it's more than my poor heart can take.
Caprice cranes her neck back and places his hand on her forehead in a display of theatrics, prompting a couple of smiles out of Allison and Wallace. Far cries from the smirk that seems permanently glued to Heather's face. The thought of Heather is enough to remind me of my current situation, and I snap back to focus my attention on Millie and Darren. I'm actually gonna pause here, because it seems like I'm about to have to make a decision. 9's a crowd. I want to put it out there. Give me your thoughts. Should we join the art club or should we join the writing club? I think there's a lot of benefits to both. I have a preference, but of course I have a preference because I played the last game. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye.